Welcome to WhatGear Reviews, Sony fans, and today Sony have announced a new Sony Xperia device. It's the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. And what I'm going to do today is just keep this video really nice and short for you guys and just highlight the 5 upgrades that you should be excited about. Are you ready? Let's go. So Sony have listened to what the fans were saying about the Sony Xperia 1 and the battery size being on the smaller side at 3,300 milliamp hour. Now they've upgraded the battery size to 4,000 milliamps, so hopefully we'll get around about 2-day battery life. But some other notable upgrades when it comes to battery and charging speeds is now we will have wireless charging. How about that?
Power at 400% capacity.
How about that?
And it will charge at 15 watts, which is pretty fast for wireless charging. But then, as well as that, they say the actual charger will charge the battery to 50% in just 30 minutes. So that's one upgrade you should know about. Number 2, it now has the Snapdragon 865 chipset, which is by default a 5G chipset, which makes this device the world's first 21:9 5G handset. But what this also means is that now the device will be around about 25% faster than the original Xperia 1 when it comes to performance, CPU speeds and all this kind of stuff. And of course the GPU is better as well, it's faster, it can render the graphics better, it can output to 144Hz monitor. I'm not sure if Sony are going to allow that to happen with this particular Xperia, but there is another Xperia 1 which they're not releasing everywhere and I'm a bit sad about it. It's the Xperia 1 Mark II Pro, and it has some really awesome and unique features that this one doesn't, and I'll speak a bit more about that at the end of this video. So the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 will be combined with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, so that's pretty impressive. They haven't really said if it's UFS 3.0 yet. I'll find out about that and let you guys know. So the first upgrade is power, this upgrade is speed. Okay, so one of the areas that I really feel the Xperia 1 could have been better in was camera. And Sony aren't playing the numbers game when it comes to megapixels. They're sticking with the 12 megapixel triple shooter, but then they've also added in this brand new time of flight sensor, which is going to allow for better portrait photos. But check this out, they have heard the complaints and they've added a night mode, and they're actually saying the new sensor will be 50% more sensitive to light. So hopefully we're going to see some awesome low light photography, and you know I'm going to be checking that out on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed, turn on the notifications for when those videos go live. And there's one area that they really decided to improve, and it's really important when it comes to photos, because you know what you're expected to do, right?
What do you expect me to do? Focus.
So the Sony Xperia 1 is the world's first smartphone that can do continuous tracking at 20 frames per second. So auto-focusing on fast moving objects, 20 frames per second, and it can also do 60 frames per second continuous autofocus as well. So these are features that the Alpha team have brought to the Sony device, and it's going to be really interesting to see how efficient these are, how clear the pictures will be, especially with like sort of sporting events. What I'll probably test it with is when the dog is like running, if it can stay in focus while she's moving very quickly. And another upgrade that they've made to the cameras is now they're using Zeiss optics, and they're using the T-Star layer over the lenses, so hopefully we'll see better camera performance thanks not only to the new hardware but also to the improved software. And with that said, they're actually introducing a new camera feature, a dedicated app like the Cinema Pro app, but specifically for cameras. I think they're calling it Photo Pro, so it's going to be interesting to see how good that is. I'm told it mimics the Alpha cameras when it comes to the settings and stuff like that. And before we move on to the next one, they have made some upgrades to the Cinema Pro app as well. So you can now do a custom white balance. You can also do eye autofocus, and they've actually introduced animal eye autofocus this time as well. So you can use that in the regular camera or in the Cinema Pro app as well. So that's pretty awesome. Some pretty significant camera upgrades. And like I said before, I will be testing them out, so stay tuned for those videos. So another upgrade is the panel itself. We're now going to see a 90Hz 4K HDR 643 pixels per inch screen on the Xperia 1 Mark II, and that's pretty awesome. And as well as that, they've put in some software updates that will allow you to set a custom white balance for the screen, so you don't just have to use the creator mode or the preset ones. You can get really technical with it. Depending on what you're using the phone for, you can get a custom picture tailored specifically for you, exactly how you like it. So way more controls when it comes to customizing the colors of the screen. and I'm sure the creator mode will also still be there as well. And the last significant upgrade is one that I spoke about in my leak video a while ago, and it's the headphone jack. The headphone jack is back, which is great news for people who have very expensive headphones. But I tell you what, even plugging in my 1000 XM3s with a wire to a Sony Walkman or some kind of high-res audio device sounds better than over Bluetooth. I don't know if it's just in my mind, but I actually feel it does. And then of course, when it comes to gaming and stuff like this, when you have a wired connection, there is no lag, there's no issues with interruptions from other signals. It's just direct from the source to the headphones, no issues, at the highest possible quality it can be played back at. That's a great feature. I'm really happy they brought that back. I know a lot of people feel it's old-fashioned, but I still think if you really value high quality audio, the best way to get that is with a wire. At the moment, I had hoped to actually get some hands-on footage this weekend, but thanks to that damn coronavirus, they shut down the whole MWC. It's like something out of a zombie movie or something out there right now. But if you guys know the channel and you know me, then you know I will do my best to get the new Sony devices as soon as possible to do hands-on reviews, camera tests, speed tests, and all the other kind of stuff you guys want to see with those devices. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, check out this other one on screen right now about the leaks of the new Sony XM4s. It's a bit of fun. It's not a very serious video. Go check that out. You might enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be late.